Hello and welcome to a 1v1 cast on Civil Frontier. Starting off we have Stone Elf playing as the Lord Commissar, and on the other side we have a PK playing as that Force Commander. Starting off, Stone Elf purchasing a Sentinel just coming out of base, purchasing a second Guardsman squad as well to follow up the Sentinel. Fairly standard IG build. PK going for a double Scouts, second Scouts, still in the making, again a standard build. Can't really deviate too much from standard builds at the very beginning anyway. But Stone Elf here does actually have the Catachin jungle scheme, I believe. You can see all the guardsmen are Catachins, and currently a bug with this scheme actually is that the Sentinel has no gun sounds, so the Sentinel is going to be very stealthy, very quiet when it fires, so just keep that in mind for the remainder of the cast. But already the Sentinel doing some decent damage here to these scouts with a stealthed weapon. Scout model most likely would go down, but the Sentinel and guards are sort of focusing them down, focus on these tactical marines who are more current threats, as scouts are retreating away. Sentinel running away, backing away, guardsmen also backing away, trying to get some repairs on that Sentinel as well. The Lord Commissar up top will need to make his way down, tie up these tactical marines. Also some guardsmen down bottom as well, with the scout firing on them. Some scouts going to be pushing up though, behind that green cover so they can all fire at these guardsmen. And Force Command tactical marines making their way down as well. Will force these guardsmen to run back to base, and Stone Elf will gain the control of the top side of the map. Meanwhile PK will gain control more towards the bottom side of the map for the early game. Sentinel could be really annoying here, could actually go and decap this natural requisition point. It's actually going to go decap this requisition point instead. Going to keep it mid, get some vision on mid, although Tactical Marines and Force Commander coming into this power node over here, and we'll try and melee it down here. Tactical Marines doing a little bit more damage to the power node in melee compared to range. A nice decap there before this requisition point. It could fully mature for PK, but I think that Stone Elf could probably send it over here to this requisition point and get a decap on there, since PK has its entire forces down towards the bottom side of the map. We already have a generator down here for PK. Could even see some ASMs come out from him or some Devastators, but normally if someone's going to put down a generator, normally you can expect to see ASMs instead of a Devastator squad. This generator farm, or this power node, will get melee down though by some tactical marines. They could even go in for a decap, since they do have the faster decapping, while the Force Commander ties them up, and you actually do see him going for a decap right now. Force Commander Battlecry was not activated, so was vulnerable to that shotgun blast. Did get knocked over. Do actually have some Devastators coming off PK, so never mind me talking about the ASMs, I was a bit behind there. But the Force Commander will get forced away, does getting a bit closer to the base, and is actually getting affected by the heavy bolster turret inside the base. Sentinel going to try and fire on retreat, not going to do too much, but Devastator's going to be pushing up here for PK. Scout's going to go for that requisition point. Sentinel will need to be a bit careful, and a nice decap here for PK will put Stone Elf a little bit behind on power. Do actually have the Lord Commissar, who's still going around capping, and does actually go and cap PK's natural requisition point. In fact, players trading power and requisition on either side. Space Marine going to be behind in requisition, and IG going to be behind in power. So let's see how this pans out. It can be down to preference, which one you'd rather go for. But some Catachins are going to be forcing melee on these Tactical Marines. Power melee, these Catachins do, so they'll easily win this fight against Tactical Marines in melee, since they are heavy infantry vulnerable to power melee. And they actually do a lot of power melee. Could even see an unreliable on retreat just to try and pick off at least one model. Catachins do have enough energy for it. Unreliable though will actually get used on these Scouts instead. Scouts going to be forced to retreat away. They did actually lose a model behind cover here. The Scout model is only 35 requisition, not as expensive as a Tactical Marine model. Catachins will be making their way down bottom. We also have the Demolition Man upgrade coming in, so we could actually see some traps get placed down. Bottom is a very good place for putting down traps, especially behind where this blue square is right now. You can actually put it behind here, but you need to keep an eye on it, because you only have a short amount of time when your opponent's going to actually walk over that. And map control for Stone Elf is going very well right now. He's actually in control of a lot of the map right now in comparison to PK. ASM's though coming up for PK, and Stone Elf putting down triple generator farm. PK's only just put down his second generator. Could see a third generator coming later once he has enough requisition. He's slightly behind on requisition. For that third generator, Catachins do put down an IED hit, and they might even just stay bottom and put down a second IED before making their way towards mid, and IEDs could be very good here for a squad wipe. ASM's going to try and force melee into this Lord Commissar as he tries to tie up this Devastator squad. Devastators might move into this building here though. and Lord Commissar will not be able to focus on inside the building. ASMs, I would imagine, will probably jump into some guardsmen soon. But it looks like Stone Duff is actually going to back away since he can't actually do much about these Devastators in the building right now. Has nothing to interrupt them other than the Catechins with the Unreliable, which only does a little bit of damage to them inside the buildings, but Catechins are already making their way towards mid now, and actually making their way towards bottom again, so we could actually see them put down some more IEDs and try and get a squad wipe. Sentinel though again very low, getting stuck on these ASMs, and it looks like it will go down. ASMs actually do about the same amount of damage in range as Scouts, and Sentinel will go down, does actually get stuck on those ASMs, and the ASMs bellying down Sentinel does quite a lot of damage. But where's the Catechins? They actually placed an IED over here. Very defensive IED. Wants to defend that generator farm. It's actually a very nice idea, because it looks like PK could be positioning for a generator bash. He does see the Catechins here, so he might think that there is an IED on the ground. Doesn't know if he's got the demolition man upgrade or not. The way to check is if the Catechins have 1050 HP instead of 900. This could be a very bad ID, and it is. Does a lot of damage to these Tactical Marines. Doesn't actually take down the model, which I thought it might, but bring down Tactical Marines from full health down to 400, then an Unreliable on top just to annoy. Does a lot of damage. And Catechins also just going to be stuck on the retreat path as well. Tactical Marines will need to be a bit careful. They could easily lose a couple of models when retreating through these Catechins with their power melee. But Catechins is going to make their way over to these Devastators, and they will get meleeed down. Devastators in the most recent patch had their melee resistance change from 40% down to 20%. So they are a bit more vulnerable this patch to melee, and these Catechins bring them down extremely low. Unreliable and tree and a shotgun will actually finish them off, but his power is still getting bashed here, signed up, but a very nice Devastator wipe there with the ranged shotgun weapon. Unreliable and that power melee. Double Scouts making their way down to bottom. We could actually see this IED go off as well for Stone Elf. Another IED very nicely placed here. This is most likely going to be a retreat path here for PK at some point, but Stone Elf is sacrificing his power farm, but instead he is gaining so much map control. IED does go down bottom and does actually kill a Scout model here. Brings them down quite low as well. And PK will actually get the entire power here, but if you look at the map control right now, extremely blue right now. Stone Elf has just been capping and capping and capping and doing other stuff elsewhere, and even bleeding PK by quite a lot of VPs right now. 488 VPs to 261. Trading power for a lot of map control right now, and it looks like Stone Elf might end up in a fight here. Stone Elf did have the weaker army here since he did lose his Sentinel. Do see some guardsmen retreating away. It does actually take down a Tactical Marine model here with the Lord Commissar. Don't think Commissar hasn't actually got any upgrades. Power Sword is really good on Lord Commissar, but we could actually see, now that he's tier 2, the Xenos Power Claw later on along with Stubbornness, or we could even see some other upgrades coming in. ASM jump in here. They're actually on their way over for these guards. There's even some mines here on retreat. These mines will actually stop the ASM from getting to the guardsmen in time, really. You can see them getting knocked over, getting suppressed, and these guardsmen will be allowed to take down an extra generator. Don't think they can get the power node, that might be a bit too much for them, but it allows them to get the extra generator and allows them to escape almost unscathed. They are taking a little bit of damage here. Scouts also going to go down here if they're not careful to some assault kit stormtroopers. In fact, they might even go down to a mine on retreat, or an IED. An IED might have been a little bit overkill for that one low health scout model, but wiping the 8 squad is definitely worth it. This scout squad might also go down to some mines on retreat. 5 HP will go down. Some very nice retreat mines and retreat IEDs there for Stone Elf. Will take down those 2 scout squads for PK. You can actually see his Catechin jungle scheme. You can see the stormtroopers are Catechins, and the Catechins also remaining as Catechins. But PK down 2 scouts. This Razorback now has no repair support whatsoever. You can actually see him replacing one of the scout squads at the very least, just so he has some repair support for this Razorback. If he was the Tech Marine, he wouldn't have to worry so much, but since he's Force Commander, he has nothing to repair right now. Losing double scouts is actually quite harsh when you've just got a vehicle out on the map, losing both your repair squads at the same time. Could see an Unreliable on retreat might take down an ASM model, but it looks like Unreliable is on cooldown, or he didn't have enough energy for it at the time, and yeah, it does actually have enough energy now, but may have been slightly low. That Lord Commissar will go down. There's also the Power Sword upgrade as well, just before he went down. Very unfortunate for your Lord Commissar to go down as soon as you've got an upgrade coming in, or which has just come in. Some more IEDs though, getting placed down. These Catchins have done a lot of work so far this game. This IED also placed in such a way that it would go off on retreat if someone's retreating from mid and they go towards the top side of the retreat path, then that could be pretty scary. With some scouts coming out, they do have a sergeant upgrade, a very good idea. With the IEDs and mines on the map, you do need detection against that, especially since you do lose 2 scout squads because of a lack of detection and not spotting the mines or the IEDs on that retreat path over there. Double Stormtroopers here for Stoned Elf. Second one getting a Melsa kit upgrade, going to be a very strong counter to Razorback, especially since Razorback only has 400 HP. Although they have been detected here by these Tactical Marine Scouts, not Tactical Marine Scouts, Tactical Marines with a Sergeant, and Razorback will just back away. You can see them trying to walk around a little bit. I thought they were actually going to walk into the path of those Stormtroopers, but Stormtroopers will probably just hide in the corner and just wait for the Razorback to reveal itself. They don't actually have enough energy for a Melsa Bomb now. Might be able to get away with killing the Razorback without a Melsa Bomb if they actually get a flank on it and get some rear armor hits. But it's a bit risky. IED though, ASMs are walking into it. IED doesn't go off though. That could have been a very scary IED there for these ASMs. Catchins will not be able to win in melee against ASMs when they have a sergeant and when the Catchins actually have no sergeant of their own or any support. In fact, these Catchins really need to retreat. Stoned Elf is not actually paying attention to his Catchins. They will go down. There's no more IEDs on the field, or no more fresh IEDs on the field now for Stoned Elf. We also have some guardsmen as well dying down here, and some scout squad is also going to be retreating away. And you can see Stoned Elf saying he no run, so maybe he did try and do it. Maybe he did try and retreat the Catchins. Maybe he just had a little bit of an issue with that. This IED here though still could go off on these ASMs, but it looks like they're actually going to avoid the IED for now. They did walk over it earlier, but Stoned Elf didn't actually set off that IED trap. Otherwise that would have actually switched the favour around, and the Catchins may have been able to actually win in melee against the ASMs if they'd taken enough damage from the IED. But the Force Commander being in the fight would have also still made it hard for the Catchins to actually win, but Stormtroopers doing a lot of damage to this Force Commander here from a distance. Salt Kit Stormtroopers do actually have slightly higher damage compared to regular Stormtroopers, since it reduces the weapon cooldown to 0. So it does help out a lot. It also gives 20% extra range as well, which is always very nice. Razorback though is coming in, and these Assault Kit Stormtroopers are going to struggle. And we have the Melsa Stormtroopers just coming out of base right now, and ASMs do not have enough energy to jump. They're actually walking head on into this heavy weapons team. They will need to back away though. We do have the Stormtroopers here though, very low. We do have the IED, which got detected by these scouts here. In fact, they got detected by these retreating ASMs that got a little bit too close. Forced the retreat away. Razorback even throwing down some smoke for a bit of defensiveness. Can even see it actually upgrading to the reinforced armor placing, so it have 600 HP instead of 400. And it actually runs over a mine here, taking a little bit of damage. When scouts detect these mines though, and you walk over them, the mines don't actually go off. So, but when you actually see the mines, it's best to actually try and kill them so that you don't have to have your detection next to the mines all the time. Grenade again thrown down. These Tactical Marines will miss. Plasma Guardsmen though, and against these Tactical Marines outside the cover, should be able to do quite a good job, especially if the Assault Kit Stormtroopers also jump in and help out a little bit. Guardsmen, no Commissar upgrade, just a Sergeant upgrade for now. IED, unfortunately, will go off and not actually hit anything. And Stoned Elf is just going to make a bit of a push now for the top side of the map. We do have Heavy Weapons team somewhere. Heavy Weapons team is actually facing the base here. Sometimes that just happens. Also upgrade to an autocannon, very effective against all kinds of targets, including the Razorback, including the infantry. Does 36 explosive DPS, for 39 there. But you can see this Razorback very low. Stormtroopers trying to throw a Melsa Bomb onto it, and that Melsa Bomb will be enough to actually finish it off. Actually no, it won't. I thought the Melsa Bomb would do a little bit more damage than that, but it doesn't. But the Melsa guns on these Stormtroopers will be enough to finish it off. ASMs with 40 Emperor though. That Lord Commissar does have the power sword, but he will lose this fight if he does stay in it for too long. 40 Emperor does grant a 25% damage boost to a squad force commander, one of his globals. ASMs though taking a lot of damage from this autocannon. But they will still be able to tie him up. And you see one model actually going down here, but the sergeant is still alive. You need to be careful not to lose that sergeant down to just 2 models. ASM is actually going to jump even further and tie up these assault kit stormtroopers. I'm not sure if they're close enough for that drop pod reinforcement though. And they're not. That drop pod was a bit too far away, but he does actually get a new tactical marine squad, upgrading to a sergeant straight away, so we could actually see some stern guards come in for a PK. 411 VPs though to 71. Stone Delph is very much in control of the VPs right now. We also have the stubbornness upgrade coming in for the Lord Commissar, very nice upgrade. When you have a lot of guardsmen, or a lot of, well, not guardsmen in particular, but when you have a lot of infantry to surround yourself with for the Emperor, getting used on these tactical marines as well. Going to try and bleed some of these guardsmen here with a sergeant. And they will actually get tied up here. Lord Commissar coming in with some guardsmen and some stormtroopers. Looks like they could force some melee here. Get onto the slightly wrong melee path there. We'll actually finish them off though. 2 of the models went the wrong way when trying to force melee, but these tactical marines gain a lot of XP for actually killing that guardsman squad. And you see some melter stormtroopers here, some tactical marines also here as well. Actually going to stop these melter stormtroopers from being able to do too much. They will actually take down the power node and some mines on retreat path as well. And it looks like they're going to hit almost all of them. They will hit all of them, gain away with 150 HP. Some very nice mines here for a Stoned Elf, and if he loses the second guardsman squad, it's going to make the stubbornness upgrade very difficult to work with, since guardsmen are the best source for models at a low upkeep. The Lord Commissar down here, but some tactical marines, another tactical marine squad with a sergeant level 3. We could see the Standguard upgrade come in on these level 2 tactical marines as well. They still have their sergeant and their 1 model from reinforcing. Might as well upgrade to the Standguard, since Standguards, if as long as you've got the sergeant alive, they'll come in with full models. ASM's also level 3, second heavy weapons team coming in here for Stone Elf. We also have some other purchases as well from him, sort of 2 purchases on the Barrett bomb, but I can't see what the second one is. Could even be a second heavy weapons team or a third heavy weapons team after this one. But the VPs, 377 to 71 PK hanging in here though on these low VP count right now. But guardsmen all over the place, stormtroopers all over the place, makes it very difficult though for PK to stay in the game when there's just a squad capping all the way around the map. Although these guardsmen though taking a lot of damage. 40 Emperor ASM has seen a lot of 40 Emperor at this game here for PK. And these stormtroopers actually getting spotted here, but the Lord Commissar is also coming in. He's going to interrupt these tactical marines. And is that a storm shield on the Force Command? It is a storm shield on the Force Command. Very odd to see a storm shield this late in the game, but Iron Halo, Armor of Alacrity though. That Force Commander will be able to just run up to the army of Stoned Elf pretty much by himself. Do actually have that second heavy weapons team coming out here for Stoned Elf. No autocannon upgrade for them. Might even stick to suppression. I think it's a good idea to probably stick with suppression. However, the Force Commander though, with that Storm Shield, will make it a bit difficult for the suppression to work, especially if he actually is in the center of his army with that Storm Shield activated. He is also level 4 as well, so he does have 130 energy instead of 100. But the Iron Halo and the Storm Shield together might be a bit too energy intensive here for the Force Commander. ASMs though will actually get the kill onto that Lord Commissar. Do even have that sync kill there, 1 ASM jumping in and shanking that Lord Commissar with his chain sword. The Lord Commissar might get repurchased. I think he should get repurchased here for Stone Elf. He is upgraded with stubbornness and also that power sword as well, so he's going to be very useful, especially with the Storm Shield activated on that Force Commander. You need as much melee damage as you can, since the Storm Shield only affects range damage. Lord Commissar with stubbornness and power sword will be doing so much damage here. And in fact the ASM Sergeant actually goes down here, very unfortunate there for PK. And Storm Shield is now activated, 50% range damage reduction. And also boosts the Force Commander's health by an extra 100. But he does lose his sidearm as well when upgrading to the Storm Shield. And I know some people think sidearm isn't that much, but it actually does help out a lot. It does 16 DPS, very nice for picking off models, very nice for leveling the Force Commander. I mean, he's already leveled now. In fact, he's level 6, wow. 155 energy at maximum. That Storm Shield is going to be extremely annoying, and he's also leveling up even more here as he takes down some heavy weapons team's models. In fact, he could actually hit level 7 fairly soon. Could also turn on that Iron Halo once again. But when you level, you do get NG and energy regen, so the Iron Halo and Storm Shield does scale well in that sense. The Force Commander will be forced away. In fact, he might even go down here if the Lord Commissar gets one more hit of his sword. 70 HP. He does get hit with a sword, but it looks like it was a special, so it didn't actually land on that Force Commander. Very fortunate for the Force Commander here of PK. 215 VPs to 71. PK is doing an excellent job though of catching up in VPs, and Lord Commissar here will be able to take down Tactical Marine models, especially when the ASMs jump away. Although Lord Commissar is on his way to tie up these ASMs instead. I think he should maybe carry on focusing down his Tactical Marines since they are very low, and could easily pick away some models of them. Some mines though on a retreat path as well. Very nice here by Stone. In fact, these Tactical Marines are actually going to be forced to run through it, although these Tactical Marines have been doing a good job of clearing the mines before those other Tactical Marines come in. In fact, we actually have a second ASM squad here, and this ASM squad is level 1. Those Tactical Marines will be fine, but this level 1 ASM squad though coming in, PK is tier 2 still, so no Vanguard upgrade for them. We do actually have a Sergeant for them as well. PK going for a very melee heavy army here with these double ASMs and the Force Commander as well, and in fact gain some Devastators as well. Stone doesn't really have much of a counter to the double ASM Storm Shield, especially when suppression doesn't work, and when you've got 2 ASM squads, there's always a squad to tie both your heavy weapon teams. Grenade gonna get thrown, will get dodged here by Stone, keeping on top of that micro there in the late game. And these scouts behind green cover will actually take extra damage from flamers, will be forced away, can't win against those guardsmen, especially not with the standard bolters since they don't do too much damage. That Lord Commissar though, with the stubbornness bonus, will be very difficult to actually fight even with 2 ASM squads, especially with the lead by example. Gain specials on these ASMs, but the double ASMs, and here's where it gets annoying. I think a refractor shield as well for these heavy weapon teams might be a decent upgrade to actually stop them from getting knocked over, or stop the lead model getting knocked over. Very nice grenade though. As these Tactical Marines by the Assault Kit Stormtroopers. In fact, that is a dead ASM squad here. Level 4 Lord Commissar, in fact that is the level 1 ASM squad, the fresh ASM squad here for PK will be going down. These Devastators though, fresh out the gate, will also go down if they're not too careful. Melter Stormtroopers on the flank of these Devastators will be enough. These Melter Stormtroopers doing an excellent job of just bashing and harassing and flanking really after killing that Razorback initially. Lord Commissar very low here, needs to be very careful, we don't want to lose him once again. Is also buying the Carapace armor upgrade as well, given that health regen, giving the ability to execute a bit more, which is actually a really nice idea. ASMs jump in, you retreat your guardsmen, then you execute them with the Lord Commissar to get them back into the fight. And 71 VPs to 71 PK has caught up when he was 300 VPs behind. Tactical Marine Sergeant also going down here, very unfortunate here for PK, but he doesn't actually land that cap in mid. VPs are so low now that both players are going to be desperate to just cap VPs, and these Melter Stormtroopers not going to be able to do too much against that Force Commander with a Storm Shield and an Iron Halo. Drop pod also coming in. PK is going to go in for the cap here on that bottom VP. And he's also going to get triple cap here by the looks of it. Actually no, not triple cap, these Assault Kit Stormtroopers are decapping mid right now, in fact capping it for themselves. ASM's going to be jumping in. There are double heavy weapons teams here, but I don't think the double heavy weapons teams are going to be enough to stop them. And you can see the ASM will force away those Stormtroopers. Tactical Marines have capped bottom. Force Commander coming in for a flank in mid. Scouts have capped up. It's going to be a triple cap here for PK very soon, and he's actually managed to pull in the game after being so far behind in terms of VPs. Stone Duff saying it all went wrong. Stone Duff is purchasing some Ogrins, but I don't think Ogrins are actually going to be here in time to have any use. I think as soon as they come out, because of this triple cap, the VPs are just bleeding down a little bit too fast here for Stone Duff. He does actually have a unit heading towards the bottom, but again I don't think the caps are going to be in time. Guardsmen getting knocked away, they still are getting a decap, but still, even with the decap down bottom, it would be a 1-0 cap with this top VP, and that would have actually been enough to bleed Stone Elf. And PK will be able to scrape in a win here after being down on VPs. We'll be able to make that comeback after losing plenty of squads, and we'll be able to take the game away from Stone Elf.